Are you wanting high-speed internet but don't have access to PUD fiber? Try Sky-Fi high-speed wireless internet from LocalTel. Call 888-8888 today.
Good Thursday evening and welcome to the NCW Life Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window. And today we move up to the Chelan area, Union Valley camera looking down at beautiful Lake Chelan. Still just a dusting of snow on the mountains up that way. Not much snow around the Wenatchee Valley. The good news is there's tons of snow in the mountains right now, and you can see the red dot in our area. We are 104% of normal as far as snowpack goes. All the areas in light green in excellent shape. In fact, very, very good shape up in the northern mountains, over 130% of normal, and that's great news for us as we head into our first day of spring, which is only 5 days away. So we'll talk more about your weather forecast as we head into that upcoming weekend a little bit later on. And now a few of the news stories we're following for you tonight. Link Transit recently announced a big milestone in its commitment to transitioning to battery electric transit vehicles. And the local organization Our Valley, Our Future was a big winner when the state legislature recently adopted a final supplemental operations budget. But first, we begin tonight. The Wenatchee Valley Chamber Awards banquet was held last night. Wenatchee business leaders gathered at the convention center to celebrate the accomplishments of local businesses. The theme of this year's awards banquet was honoring the past and looking to the future, which seemed fitting as presenting sponsor LocalTel celebrates its 35th birthday this year.
For a man or woman may be of no consequence today, but he may be a person of wealth and influence tomorrow, and will certainly remember how you treated him or her when he was not so well situated. Will you please join me in congratulating our 2017 Nonprofit of the Year, Sage.
We couldn't do the work that we do without the support of our community.
The quality of their work goes beyond the actual engineering calculations and design, extending into the quality of the people and their attitudes. I would recommend them for any project that falls within their sphere of expertise. So it's an honor for me to award this year's Business of the Year to Pacific Engineering.
I look back and am truly honored to be able to say what I saw when I was a young engineer just starting out and wondering how that got assembled. Well, somehow that got assembled right here in Wenatchee, and it's all due to the staff.
In fact, I do not believe that it would be any fun to move into a community where all the spade work had been done by others and where life thereafter would be a simple matter of pressing automatic push buttons installed by the pioneer. If I had a chance to talk to Mr. Gallatley, I would tell him, honey, there is so much more spade work to do. You set a good foundation, but we're going to build this house. We have a great vision for our future. We have a great, strong business community. It's a bright, bright time in this valley, and I want to thank you all for being here.
The local organization Our Valley, Our Future was a big winner when the state legislature recently adopted a final supplemental operations budget. The adopted supplemental budget includes $140,000 for the Our Valley, Our Future Community Development Initiative. The budget awaits Governor Jay Inslee's signature. The Wenatchee Valley Chamber of Commerce's newly formed Advocacy Committee and the Port of Douglas County led the efforts to secure the funding in the 2018-2019 supplemental operating budget. State Representative Mike Steele of Chelan successfully hung a floor amendment to include funding for the project in the House budget. Representative Carrie Condata of East Wenatchee then worked with budget negotiators to keep the funding in that final budget. Our Valley, Our Future will leverage the state funds virtually dollar for dollar with contributions from local public agencies, businesses, and nonprofits. Well, in a press release Wednesday, Link Transit announced a big milestone in its commitment to transitioning to battery electric transit vehicles. A newly developed wireless 200 kilowatt en-route battery charger from Momentum Dynamics was installed at Columbia Station and successfully transmitted 208 kilowatts to Link's new 2017 electric coach bus. This use of automatic wireless charging represents the first time in the country that a 200 kilowatt wireless charging system has been placed into routine revenue service with a public transit agency. The higher power of the new system will allow much faster charging of the bus each time it stops for just a few minutes along a circulation route. The ability to wirelessly charge a municipal bus is important in transit operations because faster charging allows the buses to achieve driving ranges that make them viable for most daily services. Previous charging installations have achieved charging rates of only 25% of this new power level. Seniors wanting to learn more about healthy aging are encouraged to visit the Pybus Public Market this Saturday for the 5th Annual Health and Wellness Fair. NCW Life's Dan Kuntz reports.
About 20 vendors will be on hand at the Pybus on Saturday with information and demonstrations for seniors wishing to live as long and as independently as possible. Aaron Cass from Wellness Place and Jessica Arroyo from Health Alliance Northwest gave me a preview on a recent visit to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley.
They will have, various vendors to gather information and resources in our community. Also, we will have bone density scans happening at that time. We will have a fitness demo from the Wenatchee YMCA. We will also have the Wenatchee Valley Appalachians singing towards the end of the day, so a little bit of entertainment. We will also have
we'll have the Wenatchee School of Karate doing a fitness demonstration geared towards those with Parkinson's, which will be very interesting.
How does karate and Parkinson's tie into each other?
We will really learn on Saturday,
Okay.
but I'm imagining it's slow movements, much like Tai Chi. So we'll learn a lot. So come down and watch that.
Most definitely, and of course we'll also have our cell demonstration to show what's happening all around our valley with different organizations that are offering the service.
The Health and Wellness Fair is free and runs from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturday. For NCW Life News, I'm Dan Kuntz.
Coming up next, an Ephrata man was forced to spend the night in a cave in the Palisades area after becoming stranded. And State Representative Carrie Condata claims the legislature failed to adequately address the issue of school violence. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCW Life Evening News.
Hi, I'm Cordell Schroeder, owner of East Wenatchee Mobile Storage.
If you're thinking about making a move anytime soon, check out the East Wenatchee Mini Storage brand new mobile storage service. They drop it off at your location, you pack it, and they pick it up and store it in their protected warehouse at East Wenatchee for as long as you need. When you're ready, they'll drop it off at your new home or office. East Wenatchee Mini Storage is excited to offer this brand new service to our region.
Call 509-884-8643 or find us on the web at ewministorage.com.
I'm Jenny Rojanasatian, and this is Guada TV. Every week we will be bringing you a first look at North Central Washington business, tech, and education news. You'll hear from local influencers and innovators who live right here in the Valley. Together we'll discuss hot topics, current events, and resources that can support your business, our schools, and this community. Join me every week, and let's get inspired.
I gotta tell you, I'm nervous. Selling your home, it's a big step. Can we find the right buyer in this market? Look at our website. When someone looks at your home, I can tell how ready they are to buy. See that number? The closer it is to 100, the closer they are to buying. So, I know who to zero in on. So you have a secret weapon? You mean we have a secret weapon. I like that. Oh, what do you think of the wallpaper? I love that touch.
Welcome back. In another news, an Ephrata man was forced to spend the night in a cave after his SUV became stuck on a steep ledge in the Palisades Canyon area of Douglas County Tuesday night. Sheriff Harvey Jesdahl reports deputies responded to a reported injury accident. It was about 2 miles up the grade from Palisades. When they arrived, they contacted the driver at a residence at the bottom of the Douglas Creek grade. He told investigators that the previous evening he was on his way to his home in Ephrata from Leavenworth. He thought Douglas Creek would allow him to bypass Quincy. Douglas Creek is washed out and impassable and has been so for years. He got off the road and began slipping down a side hill. His vehicle stopped inches from dropping off a cliff into a ravine. The driver was able to safely get out of his vehicle. There was very little communications in the canyon, and the driver sought shelter in a cave in that canyon. He reported to deputies that during the night, coyotes were tugging on his feet and took one of his shoes. When the sun came up, he walked to the bottom of the canyon to a residence where he was able to call for help. He was transported to Confluence Hospital to be treated for exposure. The sheriff advises motorists that north central Washington has many remote areas with dubious access and spotty cell service. Please know where you're going. Carry a basic survival kit in your vehicle in case you're forced to spend the night. State Representative Kerry Condata claims the legislature failed to adequately address the issue of school violence. He mentioned two bills that didn't get any traction on this week's the 12th District program.
We had two very good school safety bills that we couldn't even really get the time of day on. Very disappointing. One was to provide additional resource officers at the schools to the tune of about $30 million. We put it in the original budget. Let's, there is a short-term and a long-term fix to this situation on these school shootings. And in the short term, I think defense is the best offense, is getting some defense in these schools. We tried to do that. We also put together an app. Representative Matt Manueller had a very good application that could have been used for students to communicate if there's a problem or if they see something, would allow them to report to the local police department kind of anonymously. It was a really great bill, didn't cost a lot of money, and I think these short-term fixes would have been very helpful.
Instead, Condata said gun control took center stage with the passage of the bump stock ban measure.
Bottom line is that bill isn't really going to do anything for safety. Bump stocks are not that popular. They've never been used in a crime in the state of Washington that we're aware of, and they can be easily replicated and built in your own garage. So that was really supposedly the big safety bill. I don't think it created any safety at all. So I'm just sorry to say that on the school safety issue, very little happened, and that's not good.
Condata recapped the recently concluded session on the latest episode of the 12th District program, which is accessible on demand on ncwlife.com. You're watching the NCW Life Evening News. Coming up next, your sports update with Eric Granstrom and our feature story tonight. That and much more still to come on the NCW Life Evening News. Stay with us.
Papa Murphy's presents a fresh take on unbaked. Who wants an unbaked pizza? You do. Because unbaked means unprocessed dough and unfrozen vegetables, all prepared fresh by us. So the difference between a pizza fresh from your oven and one pulled from a greasy delivery box? Unreal. The smell? Unbelievable. Leftovers? Unlikely. Home bake a large Papa's all meat with Canadian bacon, salami, pepperoni, Italian sausage, and ground beef. Just $12. Papa Murphy's. Love at 425 degrees.
Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house, featuring great family dining in downtown Chelan. We've got burgers, pub fare, and the best barbecue around. Try one of our award-winning sauces made fresh here in-house. So grab the whole gang and come on down. Stormy Mountain Brewing. Beer, barbecue, friends, and beer.
Hi, I'm Blair from Works, your workout prescription. Have you ever started an exercise program and struggled to keep it going? So what if I told you that with this MyZone device, I could increase your chances of self-motivated exercise adherence by over 200%. Combine that with an exercise prescription specifically for your level of readiness, we'll increase it even more. And that's our new member success system. It's $99, it's exclusively at Works. It includes your MyZone belt. Works, yourworkoutrx.com.
And now it's a sports update on the NCW Life channel.
Well, a happy Thursday. It is day one of the NCAA tournament for real. I mean, the playing games don't really count. Gonzaga advanced to the second round of the NCAA tournament just barely today. Bulldogs shot miserably from the field, the free throw line, but led by 9.5. UNC Greensboro came out and came all the way back to take the lead with just under a minute to go. That's when Josh Perkins drained a bucket from the top of the key with 51 seconds left. That tied it at 64. Then Zach Norvell drained a three from the right side with 21 seconds left. Bulldogs were up 67-64 at that point. They would go on and survive with a 68-64 victory. They'll play the winner of Ohio State and South Dakota coming up on Saturday. On the prep schedule for today, busy one started earlier today in boys golf. Cascade on the road at Clockham Ridge to take on the Quincy Jackrabbits. Earlier tee time today. Hopefully we'll get some results for you tomorrow morning. Boys and girls tennis today. Wenatchee hosting Sunnyside at the Rack. Also in tennis, Chelan welcoming Pateras and Eniot on the road at Lake Roosevelt. Fast pitch, one game on the books today. Wenatchee on the road at Ray Rice Memorial Field to take on that very tough Cascade Kodiak team here earlier this afternoon. Caribou Trail League North and Central Washington Bees got together in boys soccer today. Manson on the road at Okanagan. Chelan start time at 4:30 earlier today against Tonasket. Cashmere hosting Brewster. The Cascade boys on the pitch at 6 coming up tonight in Quincy. Also, it's Thursday, so that means it's hockey night tonight here on the NCW Life Channel. Since the Wenatchee Wild are not playing their second round playoff series until tomorrow, we'll bring you the first game of their first round playoff series with Merritt tonight coming up at 7 o'clock. Also on the NCW Life sports broadcast schedule, we'll bring you the first live lacrosse game tomorrow of the season. That's at 7 o'clock. Wenatchee Valley hosting Southridge. Then on Saturday, you can catch Game 2 at 2, Game 3 at 7 of the Wild Series with Merritt. We'll bring you games from Wenatchee's second round series against Vernon starting a week from tonight. That's next week. It's all kind of confusing, I know. Washington blew a 15-point halftime lead, but hung on to beat Boise State 77-74 in the first round of the men's NIT tournament last night. As we open up the Les Schwab Prep scoreboard, or the scoreboard in general, Huskies led by the 24 points of Jalen Nowell. Washington advances to the second round of the tournament Monday night. They'll take on St. Mary's on the road at 8 o'clock. Well, we mentioned the big dance beginning today across the country. Bosses, you're going to have to forgive your employees. They're going to be watching TV or watching their laptops, watching their phones to see what's going on. We mentioned Gonzaga advancing with their thrilling victory today. Kansas, Rhode Island, Duke, Tennessee, also early round winners. And Arizona coming up and playing tonight on CBS Sports at 6:40. Well, the Mariners were in Cactus League play yesterday, and, they had a win. They snapped a little losing streak yesterday, downing San Francisco by a score of 5-4. Taylor Motter, 3 for 4 with an RBI. Mitch Haniger, 2 for 3 with a home run. Mike Margima, 2 for 3, also with a homer. Ichiro Suzuki and Gene Segura went out with leg injuries. Ichiro had some tightness in his calf. He left in the first inning. Segura left in the third, I think it was. He had some hamstring issues. Seattle is in Mesa, Arizona tonight to take on the Oakland A's. It'll be Ariel Miranda on the mound with that first pitch coming up at 7:05. That's all good sports news. I'm Eric Grandstrom on the NCW Life Channel. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Eric. In tonight's features story, we highlight the Don't Wait Project Tour as Lisa Bradshaw, host of Life with Lisa Bradshaw, travels 6 states in 7 weeks while she interviews people about their Don't Wait story. What is the Don't Wait Project? Bradshaw explains in the first of a series of videos from her journey.
I've had a version of the Don't Wait Project Tour on my mind for a couple of years now. So bringing it to fruition over the past 8 months or so has been a huge lesson in perseverance, that's for sure. The spectacle of sorts on the road, the wrapped car with the camper and What's Your Don't Wait plastered all over both, is no mistake. There is definite intention in the design. So I'm bundled up, sitting at a campsite, kind of gearing up for the big trip I'm about to take. 7 states in 6 weeks, interviewing people about their Don't Wait stories. What is a Don't Wait story? Well, I founded the Don't Wait Project in 2011 as I finished my second book, Big Shoes. It was largely, really entirely about the loss of my husband. He died at the age of 35 when our son was just 5 years old. And the story was tragic and difficult, but there was a lot of triumph in our story as well. And that's what I really wanted to focus on. I wanted to give something to the readers who had dedicated 382 pages to my family's story and given their energy and time and empathy to us. I wanted to give them something they could do with what they felt after reading the book. And a couple of weeks before I finished the book, I woke up at 5:30 in the morning and I had this idea. What if I could help create a movement, or at least an idea that got people thinking about the things that they maybe gave up on along the way? And that's when I came up with the idea for the Don't Wait Project. It's not an urgency of getting everything done today because we may not have tomorrow. It's different than that. It's let's assume, hopefully, that we're here a long time. Let's say we're here for 100 years. What are we doing with that time? I call it the nouns in life. What are the people, places, things, and ideas that we gave up on along the way for whatever reason? Because we got too tired, too sad, too lazy, too busy, too comfortable, too broke, whatever the reason. But what about those things can we revisit and remind ourselves of what we wanted for our lives? And this tour is an extension of that. It is storytelling. I believe in storytelling. I believe that when we are willing to share of ourselves, to share the things we've been through, the hard stuff, the good stuff, the accomplishments, the tragedies, I think it opens us up as human beings. It helps us connect. And that's why I've always been willing to share my family's story, because if lending that story helps someone else better tell their own, then that's the goal, at least for me. So now it's a trip across the western states and finding people who are living don't wait kind of lives. Maybe they've been through something hard, or maybe they've learned from someone else's something hard, and now they're willing to share it with other people. And it's really a dream come true for me, because since I was a kid, all I wanted to do was write stories and tell stories. And to get to do that at this level is an opportunity of a lifetime. So I'm hoping from the tour that it will nudge people in the direction of the dreams they had for themselves, that the stories that are shared along the way, some are scheduled, some are not, will speak to every single person who chooses to follow the tour. So I leave March 19th from Washington State, and I visit 7 states ending in Idaho at the end of April, and a variety of stories are planned. I think there's something for everyone, and I look forward to hitting the open road and seeing what happens. Our son is now 19 years old and at college, so it was really time for me to turn the page and start something new. This tour, the Don't Wait Project tour, is that new chapter for me. And I hope it becomes a new chapter for other people as well.
For more on Lisa and the tour, visit don'twaitproject.org or follow the tour on Facebook and on Instagram. We'll be back in just a moment with the recap of some of our top stories and your complete local weather forecast right after this.
Lake Wenatchee YMCA camp programs focus on our 4 core values of caring, honesty, respect, and responsibility. Make this summer's memories last a lifetime. Pick your theme week today with a wide variety of safe and engaging activities. Lake Wenatchee YMCA Camp is the ultimate summer fun in the sun camp for children, teens, and families. Reserve your child's week today.
Here at Town Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, we are motivated to sell you your next vehicle. Whether it's new or used, we have a great selection of all-wheel drives, pickups, sedans, minivans, and muscle cars. With huge rebates and incentives on new and competitive pricing on used, there is no need to go out of town to buy. So here's to a great 2017 here at Town Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram.
Get a nice surprise today at Town Chrysler Family Store.
Lake Chelan mailboxes find solutions and the best price for all your shipping needs, including UPS, FedEx, and the U.S. Postal Service. We offer a variety of services including quality copies of all sizes, faxing, scanning, sending and receiving email, laminating, and notarizing. Enjoy browsing through our large selection of greeting cards. Lake Chelan Mailboxes supports our military, fire victims, and our community. Come see us at the Plaza in Lake Chelan.
Well, this is the last weekend of winter, but you wouldn't know it by all the activities happening around the Wenatchee Valley. NCW Life's Megan McPherson gives us a rundown on just some of what's on tap.
Here's a look at what's on tap this weekend around the Wenatchee Valley. My Girlfriend's Closet is an annual shopping experience hosted by nonprofit organization Junior Service League of Wenatchee. Each year, JSLW collects gently used clothing generously donated by the community to be sold in a boutique-like setting each spring. Proceeds from sales are distributed back into the community through local nonprofit organizations benefiting women and children. It's happening Friday through Sunday at Mission Village. From local community leaders to Oscar Award-winning actors, project founder Lisa Bradshaw has interviewed people from all walks of life who have thought-provoking and life-changing stories. Beginning March 19, in partnership with Toyota, Bradshaw launches a 7-state tour in search of people living Don't Wait lives. The mission of the tour is focusing on don't wait stories and, through these stories, inspiring people to revisit the nouns in their lives, the people, places, things, and ideas we sometimes give up along the way. The Don't Wait Project tour launches this Friday at Pybus Market from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Wellness Place presents their annual Health and Wellness Fair from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturday at Pybus. This is the ideal event for anyone who wants to learn more about healthy aging. Come for fitness and dance demonstrations, informative booths, and enjoy a performance by the Wenatchee Appalachians, plus fitness demos from the YMCA, SAIL program, and Wenatchee School of Karate. Be sure to join the Sunny FM and Wenatchee Downtown Kiwanis Club for their 37th annual St. Patrick's Day Parade on Saturday at 7 p.m. Staging starts at 6:15 p.m. at the corner of Arundel Street and Mission Street. Floats, bands, cars, and groups are all welcome. The award ceremony will be held at Pybus Market at 8 p.m. Registration forms are available at the Sunny FM office, the WDA, and Pybus. Be there and be green. And finally, in honor of St. Patrick's Day, Wenatchee Irish Dance will be at Pybus Market Saturday at 7:40 p.m. after the parade. Wenatchee Irish Dance promises to deliver an acoustically crowd-pleasing dance performance that will have the audience clapping their hands and tapping their feet. For more information and other community events, visit ncwlife.com.
Time now to take a look at that North Central Washington weather forecast. Before we get to the details of that, let's once again take a look outside our weather window. Beautiful day all around North Central Washington. Just a few clouds out there today as we take a look at our Union Valley camera, Sky-Fi Tower Cam, and beautiful Lake Chelan and our friends up in the Chelan-Manson area. It was a nice one up there too. A little bit of shade now, but we did see lots of sunshine today. But as we go to our satellite picture, our big weather feature today was the polar jet, which is carving a deep trough over the western United States, which is bringing much needed rain and mountain snow over portions of California and especially Oregon over the next 48 hours. North Central Washington will be untouched by this weather system, as we can expect what we saw today for tomorrow, mostly sunny skies and dry conditions. High temperatures today reach the lower to mid 50s along the east slopes of the Cascades and into the Columbia Basin. By Saturday, all weather models suggest that an upper level disturbance will emerge from that low in Northern California and could produce some scattered showers over mainly southeast Washington and the southern Idaho Panhandle. Here in the Wenatchee Valley, we have a 20% chance of scattered showers on Saturday, Saturday night, and even early on Sunday with high temperatures in the low to mid 50s. By Monday, the trough-like pattern weakens and splits while a ridge of high pressure moves in from the southwest. Let's take a look at that forecast now. And tonight, we will drop down to a mild low once again of 33 degrees, 56 your high, and mostly sunny skies for Friday. For the weekend, just a few clouds, 53 on Saturday, 56 on Sunday. For Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday then, a little bit warmer. High temperatures in the mid to upper 50s with lots of sunshine. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. Also, keep it right here on the NCW Life channel tomorrow morning for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley with your host Dan Kuntz and News with Steve Hare. Thanks for joining us and have a great night.